Good evening, my folks. Thank you for coming back to another Tony Montana video. I gotta put it like I'm in the radio or something. I'm here, almost done with this long ass walk, doing that uphill thing, just to where I live. It's mostly hills, so it is what it is. We're just enjoying life. We're doing here one of my males, my female, just enjoying good life. Anyway, well, I hope you guys are doing well. Anyway, we're going to start up quick. I know you guys are a little impatient. I'm just, come on. We're going to talk about the standards, the standard of the dog, the standard of the American Pitbull Terrier. Is there such a thing? Or people don't care about that and just concentrate on function? And no, in my opinion, this is my opinion, and I understand if you guys have a different opinion. Actually, I push you, I entice you to make a comment down there about it. I'm here just to express my opinion on is there a standard on the American Pitbull Terrier. And the answer is yes. There is a standard. In the American Pitbull Terrier as a breed, there is a standard. Such is the case for every working breed that we have. Now, the standard, the physical standard of the dog, of every working breed, starts. Leave it. Starts as function. Okay, back before the breed was created, or any breed was created, obviously there was no physical standard to these functional dogs. And I say functional in the pretty much a broader description of the word, because they were functional, but no, we're not comparing it to functional after the breed was created. They functioned at different levels, at different abilities, had different things they brought to the table, and then eventually, as the functionality was showcased in the box, you know, they pretty much kind of like made themselves uniform in terms of looks. And I'm gonna give you two examples from all the breeds. First example is Labrador. Labrador Retrievers, obviously, when they were trying to create a dog that was able to find the duck, for example, whatever they shot in the water, fell in the water, and the dog had to be able to go swim well and grab the animal, the dead animal, make sure it doesn't eat it, destroy it, chew it too hard, because otherwise it'll be no good for the people to eat. But so they had to cross different dogs that first gave them the double coat, so that they could keep themselves warm, even though they might be jumping in the water a lot of times. So that was a double coat, helped as a protection, from cold and the water, and also had cross dogs that also did not mouth too hard, that you were able to teach them not to actually crush whatever they're bringing back, and obviously, be able to release it well. So that was the thought process that created the standard, the physical standard of the Labrador. Now let's take a look at another working breed, the Dutch Hunt. That Dutch Hunt, it's also known as a hot dog. You know, it's because it's really long and got little tiny legs. You know, really, in reality, you won't find things like that from a dog. But humans chose different things, different dogs, and then did leave it. Then come on, boy. Then just chose the right dogs, breeding the right dogs that will make the dog obviously good at going into tunnels, fighting whatever's in there, bringing it out. You know, and obviously you cross different dogs to get that standard. So that dog, that standard, the Dachshund, has a working standard, a working physical standard. Likewise with the American Pitbull Terrier, same thing started. Like any working breed, first you bring dogs that seem to function, and then you call the ones that are least functional until you enhance the qualities of those individuals that you retain as semen for reproduction, and continue the process that way. You first, for example, you needed a longer snout, then instead of a short snout, longer snout for the dogs to keep cool longer, be able to breathe longer, better, longer. They also had the started choosing dogs that, you know, obviously they've seen the result. But for example, the head. There's no surprise that the American Pitbull Terrier does have a pretty substantial head in comparison to the body when compared to other breeds. Okay, that was no, you know, no. It was definitely intentional, even though they did not leave it, did not do it that way. Okay, they intended on having dogs. Come on this way. They're having dogs that the head. If you look at documentaries, scientific documentaries, when they're trying to gauge animals like dinosaur strength, or like for example the saber-toothed tiger, how strong their jaws were, they're looking at skulls, size of skulls, size of mandible, size of everything, including teeth, to make an assessment as compared to animals we have today, and looking at the ratios of, you know, jaw to head and muscles. That all matters when it comes to the American Pitbull Terrier. It comes to a dog that you want it to be able to bite hard. How you doing, guys? But anyway, so let's go. So even though I know people say, "Oh, that head don't matter, bro. The dog is gonna bite. It's gonna bite." I know dogs that have tiny heads, but they crush. Yes, you have those too, but that is an exception to the rule, not the rule itself. So you can't go by the rule. You can't go by the exception, rather. You have to go by the rule, by what's normal, and go from there. But I acknowledge that there have been, you know, people that, dogs that, you know, have small hands that have been reported to have crushing mouth. But if you're looking for standards, looking for a better percentages, then you go the other way. You choose a dog that is not, for example, and I'm sorry for you guys that love this dog or love the breed, you might be feeding the line, Shorty Cowboy. Shorty Cowboy is also an exception to the rule. The dog was a midget type, had all kinds of freaking leg issues, but despite of that, the dog was able to perform and do well in his environment, in what he was given. Okay, that's key there. I'm not sure how, because I wasn't around at that time, and never seen anything but about this dog, directly this dog. So I don't know the level of competition Shorty Cowboy had. But again, going back and saying he was the exception to the rule, and his other attributes were able to overwhelm these difficulties, his physical difficulties. What type of physical difficulties would he have with his body at the time? Well, the movement, side-to-side movement, would be one of them. Or moving one move to say, being quick to turn, that would have been a problem for that dog. That would be a problem for any dog that has legs like he had. So he just happened to have other qualities that, you know, made that not much of a point, not much of a problem for whatever reason. But if you're looking to start having quality dogs, I would suggest, my personal opinion, don't start with a line, don't start with a dog that's physically not the best you can be for the breed. Because that dog could be great for one thing, but it might have other things, other weaknesses. And that's when you bring a dog that, you know, if you bring that dog, you're buying that dog that has some weaknesses, you bring a mate that has those weaknesses are their best attributes, so that hopefully the best of both worlds, the best of the father and the mother, are bred out in the offspring. So you need to think about that. You need to think about, yes, there is a freaking standard, and like I said, the long snout is necessary for better breathing, to maintain cool longer, stay cool longer. The longer the torso instead of a short torso, that helps with the side-to-side movement as well. Long legs also were better for their weight, because then they had a top control. This way, come on. But one thing I'm going to point out is one thing that I do notice about some of, at least my dogs, that their back end is a little taller than the front end. And to me, that is also something that happens to have been chosen as part of the standard. Some people say otherwise, but because they go from the bottom, from low to top, to get to the neck. Again, this is all talking about when the dogs were becoming a breed. Not talk about anything today. Everything I talk about is, you know, so I'm not promoting anything illegal. Just talking about standards of the animals in comparison to all the standards of all the breeds. So anyway, so yes, there is a standard of the American Pitbull Terrier. It's just that, like, first came the function, then came the standard. But the standard still, when you're looking at the puppy, when you're looking at parents and you haven't seen anything else, you're looking at dogs that have a specific standard that will make them the best for that particular function. Also, you could think about greyhounds. Look at greyhounds, how different they look in comparison to a Rottweiler. The function is different, and so that's why the dog looks different in terms of, you know, physical, bone structure, everything. Because again, the function was what decided the standard, bringing the best out of that particular dog of that particular breed for the function. So when you're looking at dogs, you're look for dogs that have different particular characteristics, physical characteristics. So to at least you know that whatever the dog's personality, whatever the mental state is, at least you have a dog that's physically up to the standard of the breed, as was decided by people in the heyday of the American Pitbull Terrier, when they decided which were the best performing, best functional dogs at their time. Okay? Anyway, if you have comments, leave them below. appreciate you guys listening to the Tony Montana channel. I'm gonna be making more videos hopefully soon. I just have my hands full, and I'm still haven't been expecting to try to just get used to the workload that I have now, but I'm still working on getting used to it. So anyway, I hope you find some entertainment, some information from this video and any other of my videos. I do appreciate your listening. This is Tony Montana. Until next time.